So for now, we know how to install the mega database and the basics of how to use it. But there is a little bit more. With me again, my dear colleague Thomas. He will step in or help me out if I'm missing something. But for now, what we will do is just click on the mega database. We have the different tabs over here, but we will stay at this tab for now because I want to show you something. It's about the top tournaments. If we think about a top tournament from all the way back then, maybe in Budapest or in somewhere in Cuba or whatever we can think of, we can just easily find it in this little tab here. You can see those arrows and they point down. This means if we click on one of those tournaments, like the World Championships or the FIDE World Cup, we can see a couple of more entries below. Now let us go for a specific one. Let's go to, where's the candidates? There it is. So I had to search myself. And here we have the women's section, but we want to check out the men's section. And I want to go back all the way to Zurich, 1953. And here we have another section, if we click on the arrow, which is games and the cross table. So if we click on here, nothing happens. So we can specifically click on one of those two options. Let's do it and click on cross table. And there we can see this was the tournament in 1953. Unbelievable. Max Oewe made it on place, spot number 14. But it's a very strong field and he was very young at that time. Smyslov won. Here we can see all the results. A lot of games have been played back then, 28. Beautiful.
Maybe I can show
Please.
Additionally one thing. If you have a cross table like here, you can, for instance, directly go to one game. If you now look, Smyslov are 2 draws, but he won one game against number 3 against Reshevsky, and when you click on the 1,
you have to be.
You can immediately go to this game if you are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Just to show this once.
That's an excellent advice indeed, yeah. So we have to be a bit precise if we click on it, but yeah, there shouldn't be a problem if we just pick out one. Oh, that was a short game. Nice check. Okay. Nonetheless, if we go back to the tournament, we can also see the games directly. So if we click on the games, it will load all of the games, 210 as we have counted correctly. And this here is the confirmation, 210 games were found, and here we have all of them. Now, if we want to find only the cool ones, the beautiful ones, the ones which are with sacrifices and all those things, well, this is no problem at all since ChessBase 17, we have the option of the beauties. And this is only possible because we have the new 2 CBH format. Now what we do is here, we go like on the columns and right click anywhere, it doesn't matter. And there we have to go all the way down and show beauty. This is what we have to click. And then we can see the beauties here. Let me expand this a little bit. So if we click on beauty directly, it will sort them for the most beautiful games, and here we can see the ones with 3 medals are the ones where it was like really crazy with some wonderful sacrifices. The ones with 2 and with 1 medal are also quite interesting to look at. And on top of all of this, very important, this is also one of the main reasons for a lot of people why this is so much valuable. It's the commentaries, and if we go to VCH, these are the games which have commentaries by different players. If it says ChessBase, it was just some general comments, but here we have Lubomir Vdachnik and of course Garry Kasparov. Now let's click on this one because, I mean, one of those few games which Max Oewe won in this tournament against Najdorf. If we double click, we can open the whole game. And here we see all the comments. By the way, this is a good size for the font. But if we want to change this and make it a little bit smaller, we can right click anywhere, And there we go to choose font right here. It's the second one below. And if we click on it, we can add the font size. We should stay with Segue UI because it has most of the chess words and formats and all of that. Now we can make it a bit smaller. I mean, that of course is very small, but we have more of the game and all the comments. But if we go back to choose fonts, we had 28. Let's go to, for example, let's say 42. And now we have it big enough for everybody easily to read and see. When we're talking about the mega database and all the tournaments, we have another nice important option, which I want to show you right now, which is that in this field where we can see the different things here, we also have games, we have players, the tournaments, all of this we have here. And one of the things which is important is the comments by the annotators. And if we have a favorite chess player, which all of you probably have, we can just try to find them here. Now we have to go all the way down to this little search spot, but you know this is the most essential search spot anyway for all the things we have up here. But here we can search for the commentators. So let's see, let's enter Kasparov, for example, since we're at it. And it will automatically search for Kasparov. So even if we just enter KEASP, it will automatically search for everybody who starts with these letters. And here we have him with 59 games. He has commentated, and once we click on it, we can see everything here. Since we have the beauty function on already, we can also sort them by the beauty. Oh yeah, here he has even commentated. I didn't even know that. The Evergreen by Anderson and Dufresne. So yeah, something to maybe look at. But yeah, let's take somebody else, for example. Let's search for Mr. Anish Giri. So we just enter Giri, and there he is already with over 100 annotated games, 125. So quite something. He seems to like annotating, and one of his own games against Carlsen is one of the most beautifully rated ones. That was a rapid tournament. Yeah, and by double-clicking on it, we can always check them out. Now, here we have the option to think about, okay, so I want to see, where does the beauty start? Where is the crucial position? What is the magical thing we want to spot here? Well, no problem. We have this little red square here, and it detects sacrifices. This shortcut would be F6. So if we click on it, it will detect the first sacrifice, which is here, H5. This move is odd positionally too, but now the undefended G5 bishop is screaming for knight takes E4 tactics. Ouch. Yeah, that's discovered and very interesting. So I just want to look at this game right now, but you can do it on your own since you have the mega database. And you can always find the sacrifices wherever they occur when you have a game which you want to look at. For your convenience, the mega database has plenty of options to search for different specifics. Not only the tournaments, not only the annotators, but of course the players. So they're up here on the third spot actually. If we just click on the players, we have a lot of players right here. Now, if we want to search for a player which is flamboyant with the playing style, who comes to mind? Exactly, it is Michael Tal. So by just entering the first three letters, it should find Mr. Tal. There's a couple of Tals, but this is the one, the world champion, the grandmaster. With 2,900 games played, we can find a lot of beauties from him. And yeah, people still discuss were the beauties correct or the sacrifices, or was the computer maybe a bit smarter? We don't care. It was just beautiful games. Now, what I wanted to also show to you is if we just click on one of the games without a commentary, for example, Tal against Kyryatsky. I actually don't know who that is, but let's take this one. So no comments. We can just see the raw game. And here we have the detect sacrifices option again. And this is something which automatically gives a diagram, which it shows. It shows some specifics about all of the options. And yeah, we can really take a look in depth of all the sacrifices, the beauties of this very game. Another beautiful feature which the Mega database has is the text of some of the most important tournaments. Now, why do we have articles and text for those tournaments? Because of our ChessBase magazine, mostly. Now, if we just take a look at the main menu again, the text menu here, we go to top tournaments, and then let's check out the last candidates tournament, which was in Madrid 2022. If we click on the little arrow, it goes down. We know already about the cross table and about the games, but text, that's a new option which we will click on right now. And this opens the article to this tournament. Now, there's diagrams, there's a couple of games, a couple of examples, and the table, for example, to take a look at. But this is always a very good reminder of some of the tournaments which you want to go into detail or want to know a little bit more about them.